Hello guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to win more clutches in CS2. Clutching is something which requires game sense, which in turn requires experience, but there are some rules to keep in mind which will help you no matter how experienced you are in this game. So, let's get to the first tip. These first three things are mainly for the T side, and the first one is to not unnecessarily make any noise or any other things which could expose your position. If the opponents don't know your position, they have to expect that you could be doing anything and play safe because of it. If the opponents play safe, you have the most room to play with, which gives you more opportunities and choices on what you want to do. So you want to conceal your position for as long as possible, but of course at some point you have to make noise to get kills, and the reason to not expose your position before is to give you the best chances at getting the kill. Best case scenario is that you know where the opponents are, but the opponents don't know where you are, because it will give you a huge advantage and you know what opportunities you have that could lead to a win. In turn, if the opponents know where you are, they also know what you are capable of. So, for example, they can know where you can push on different timings, which they can use to predict what you will do. They can pick the best positions to counter your clutch attempt, and they can play together to kill you. This also applies to useless utility, so if you're not certain that you can get a kill by throwing this specific piece of utility, don't expose your position by throwing it. So, for example, don't flash mid like this if you don't know if you will get a kill with it. It will just expose your position for no reason. So if you have the luxury of being able to choose what to do, only make noise if it could lead to you getting a kill. Let's get to the next tip, but before that. This video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 skins marketplace. You can instantly trade your skins and get new ones. They have a 30% deposit bonus, and if you use my code UKKO, you can get an extra 5% deposit bonus and up to $5 for free on your first trade. They have a 24/7 live chat support and a lot of skins to choose from. Try out SkinsMonkey in the description below. This next one ties in neatly with the first one, and it is to disappear after exposing your position if you have the time. So, let's say it's a 3v1 and you have just traded your teammate in top mid. The CTs know your position, and if they have multiple people mid, they will most likely try to challenge you together. Instead of trying to win the 3v1 gunfight, you decide to go back to T-spawn and disappear without making any noise. Now, when you haven't made any noise in a while and the cities have two choices. The first is to continue playing together and play retake if you go to the empty bomb side. The second is to split up and play passively and just play for information. So, instead of trying to immediately force the engagement with the cities in top mid, disappearing and forcing the cities to choose between these two options will give you some opportunities to try and win. The cities will have to start holding different areas because you could be coming from there, but knowing you were mid also enables them to push ramp or apps, for example, so you have to keep that in mind. And of course this tactic will require you to have enough time, and there also could be some specific situations where there might be a better choice than this, but this could be your default protocol in a clutch. However, keep in mind that time is your worst enemy if you can't manage it, so be careful. The third one is, when you're getting ready to push to a bomb site, I generally don't recommend using utility before you know where the defending CT is. Let's say you choose to go B. The only realistic way to win in a situation like this is to try to kill the CT before the rotates are able to come in. So, try to clear all these angles silently and search for the CT before exposing your position. If you can kill the CT, you are free to plant and use your remaining utility to play after plant. However, if you throw your utility early and rush into the site, the rotates will be faster there and the CT on site can just play by sound and easily kill you when you have to clear multiple angles at a time. So, if the CTs aren't certain you are coming, don't expose your position before you've had the chance to get a kill. This fourth tip applies to both T and CT sides, and it is to seek duels. You want to play aggressively in order to have the best chances at winning. Playing aggressively saves you time, which is the most important resource in a clutch. Also, if you play too passively, you will allow the cities to do whatever they want, so you want to avoid that and be in control yourself. Playing aggressively also might catch your opponents off guard, allowing you to get essential kills in the clutch. This also applies in the afterplant, if there's plenty of time left on the bomb. Don't play the bomb in afterplant if there's time left. In order to be in control, you want to get early kills in the afterplant. So for example, after planting here, you could go hold this angle and get the first kill quickly. This allows you to get room and opportunities on how you want to proceed in the afterplant in tandem with information on where the cities are coming from. The fifth tip is also similar to the fourth one, and it is to not hide in afterplant. Before the first duel in the retake, you want to be in a position which you can fall back from after getting a kill. One such position is this angle, for example, and if you get a kill from it, you can pretty safely fall back and play from a different position. What you don't want to do, for example, is to play in car and hide. What happens is that you will allow the cities to regroup and clear all these other positions before you can get the first kill. If they clear all other angles, they can guess that you are here and will destroy you with utility and trades. After they get the info on you, you have nowhere to fall back to, which makes the chances of you winning slim. The most important thing to remember is that you want to keep your distance from the opponents, because it will give you more time to play with and room to maneuver. If you play in a position where you can fall back from, which is especially important when they know where you are, you can easily decide which engagements you want to take and how the opponents must react to what you're doing. This way, there's a much better chance of things going your way, and thus you have a better chance at clutching. This sixth tip especially applies to the city side while retaking. If the T's know where you are coming from, it is usually not useful to walk anymore, but you also don't want to just hold W and push side as fast as possible. If you make continuous footsteps, for example coming to kitchen like this, the T indoor here can hear you perfectly and pre-fire you when you are coming. It's actually very easy to decipher where you are based on your footsteps. So for example, if you make footsteps here, you will probably be looking out the window, which will give the T an easy kill because you are not looking at him. For this reason, if you want to be fast and make noise, do not run without stopping. Expect that the T's will try to peek you on a timing and be ready for it. For example, you can make some footsteps here and bait the T into peeking into you. The T will probably think you are not aware of him, but you actually are holding for him to peek. This kind of baiting the T's into peeking you is one of the most effective ways to get kills in clutches and actually winning. Making noise is not the end of the world, and in some situations it might be even better than being silent. However, for example, if you have pushed out of kitchen and don't exactly know where the T is, don't just run around and make footsteps continuously. What could happen is that the T is in default, he hears you running around and can avoid you like this to outplay you. Playing by noise like this is one of the best tools for the T side in retakes. So in this situation, you want to walk at least periodically. You don't want the T to be able to do this. The seventh tip is to know when you have to make noise. I see way too many cities in retakes walk until they have no time left to defuse. You have to understand that even if walking all the way to the site allows you to get one free kill, if as a result you have no time left to get the other kills or even defuse the bomb, it is not worth it. Generally, even if the T's know where you are, if you still have time in the clutch, you have way better chances at winning. Keep in mind that time is your most valuable resource. If you need to run in retakes, you can use the tip I mentioned previously where you make noise to bait the T's into peeking you. This way you still have time to decide what to do, and you might also learn the positions of the T's which you couldn't have otherwise learned from only walking. The eighth tip is the importance of repositioning. Especially if you can do it fast, you may get the easiest kills by just appearing in another place very fast from the opponent's point of view. Repositioning is also important in the most basic way. If you aren't in the position where the opponents last saw you, you are more unpredictable and you have better chances at winning. But this is especially impactful when you are able to reposition fast. Let's say you plant at B and go to kitchen door. You hear a CT coming to kitchen, you get the kill and instantly run back to the site here. Let's say there's one CT coming from short and one from apps. If you can get back to site undetected and fast, the CTs might still think you're in kitchen, allowing you to get easy kills on them when you catch them off guard. The same applies on the CT side. If you get a quick kill here onto the T on balcony and instantly run to ticket, the other Ts might not expect you to be there so fast. What will most likely happen is that the biggest worry of the Ts is still jungle, and they might not yet hold other positions that firmly, which gives you an opportunity to get another free kill. Repositioning is a very powerful tool to win the clutch, and in most situations you should try it even if it is risky, because if it succeeds undetected, your chances of winning have at least doubled. The ninth and final tip is one of the most fundamental and important tips when it comes to clutching and gunfights in general. And it is to isolate your gunfights and don't let the opponents play together. Isolating gunfights is pretty self-explanatory. Only take 1v1s where you have a 50-50 chance of winning the fight. And even in those situations, it's better if you had every advantage you can get. It is much easier to win 3 1v1 gunfights rather than 1 3v1 gunfight. You want to avoid the situation where the opponents challenge you together as much as possible. That is also why the previous tips are so important. In clutch, you want to play aggressively to catch the opponents off guard. In afterplant, you want to get the first kill as soon as possible and keep the CTs separate from each other so as to not allow them to help each other. If the opponents are on an island against you, you actually have a chance to win. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.